welcome to my channel, Mr. Finance Adventures. My name's Alex, and welcome to Lapland, and welcome to Nordic Arctic trip round 3. So far this season, I've got a new high score, or low score, of -38. New personal record, -38. On my goal to get -40. I've been able to visit the Lofotens again in the winter and had a spectacular time. And many other bits and bobs along the way. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing, checking out the rest of season 3, and if you've not already seen seasons 1 or 2, check those out as well. I need to do a little bit of admin and a bit of upgrades on the van, so let's get on with it. New measuring tape because I broke mine. Toe strap. Might be my backup solution. Right, now that I've got a measuring tape because the one I had in the van broke, I can actually fix something which I've been wanting to fix and people have been wanting to fix or wanting me to fix for years, which is the bolts on these, because they are Chinesium stainless steel, which is doing very well, and they're too long. So Motornet has a variety of selection of stainless steel bolts, so I can now measure this and go buy some new stainless steel M10 bolts. Well, there's a really light snowflake coming down, but how pretty is that? Right, in Rovaniemi, and I'm going to try this park up tonight. Well, it's more of an unmanned campsite you book it online. I don't really need any power, but I want to upload all the video stuff, and they've got showers and water filling facilities and a sauna, so might treat myself to a campsite tonight. Right, all paid up, €27.9, but sauna, showers, and good internet signal for me to back up all the videos. And the light pillars at the moment are just incredible. And some colourful ones over there. Right, let's see if we can make this a productive admin day today. So you need to leave the campsite, I'm going to go to some shops, I'm going to find a park up and start doing some of the modifications I want to do to the van. That hooker cable doesn't look to be like it's going to be much fun. Right, where are we? My steering lock's on, okay. Only -19. .74 degrees. Engine preheat is nearly finished. There we go. Right, let's let the oil temp come up, heat the cab up, de-rig the electrical hookup and get a move on. It's only a light dusting of snow. There we go. There we go. It's not that frozen this morning. Right. Close this lid for once. It's not a spring, but I think the spring's frozen. That's going to need to warm up before I can actually wind it back up again. Well, best park, Rovaniemi, I have to admit, is an alright option in winter. €27 for the night, which is less than I've paid for the other campsites I've been on so far this trip. It's next to Santa's Village, which is just there. It's right next to the airport. It's got... Get out of the way, snow. Made it worse. Got black water entry facilities, showers, toilets, sauna, water filling, and it's an unmanned campsite. You just go on the website, book in, and you'll send a code to access those doors, and then you can just go to your spot you've picked and pay. So for winter, it's actually a really nice option, really. On with today's goal though, although I do think there are some long-termers here, because there's like a caravan there and there's a caravan there. Other good news before we head off, the phone is backed up, so there was Wi-Fi here, but my data just worked better. I think I was getting about 60 megabyte upload speed, which is good, which means all 600 and something files I've uploaded, which is mostly the Lofoten trip, which you would have already seen by now, but in reality of me filming, I still need to edit all of those and I need to back them up. So they're all backed up now, which is great. So hopefully I can actually film stuff and not have the issue of the phone just filling up or stop recording halfway through because it's got no space. Right, on with today's plan. Right, back now at this store. Other admin jobs. I've got my old window cover with hooks on, which is actually the perfect size to fit in this gap here, so I want some hooks to hang that up. And the bottom of here is just raw wood, which I want to fix, and they sell like rubber matting in there, so I can get that cut, a strip cut to go fit in there. So I'm going to measure that up and get rid of the horrible white bottom and hopefully put some nice black rubber on there. Easy as it. Oh, there's the effect my insulated blanket has. Stops any of the ice condensating inside the van. Alright, well, that's the bike out. Now I can go measure it up easily. Alright, so it needs to be 159. For the Nordic people, you're like, oh yeah, I know this place. For British people, this store is incredible for components. Let me take you on a little adventure. Cabling, horseshoes. There are many shops you can just go in and buy 50mm squared, 13 core, twin, 25mm twin, 16mm, 4mm. Just a brilliant shop for getting components for electrical parts. Fake Wago, little Wago bus bars, actual Wago connectors, connections galore, giant heat shrink plugs, waterproof seals, variety of switches, relays and other components. Or for your hydraulic needs, just coolant line by the reel, winch replacement rope, power station, random lithium battery. What I want is the backup for the van. Even sell studded fat bike tyres just in the shop and inner tubes. Sauna supplies. These shops are just amazing. Never seen threaded lugs before. Giant spanners. That is a seriously large socket. Well, I was going to get it cut, but they're only 1.4 meters and the slide is 1.59. But then above it, they've got the rolls of actually the Diamondback checker stuff, which was what I was looking for. That's 1.8 meters by 6. And it's €29, which is a bit more than I'd wanted. I only needed a small amount of it, but that'll do. Right, back at Motornet, because I need a few more supplies I couldn't get the other place. And I'll give you a little tour of all the cool stuff you can get in here. So, the place I've just been is more, I think it's quite a lot more Chinese parts and cheaper components, whilst Motornet seems to have a lot more medium to high-end brands and components, and just different bits overall. So let's have a look. Marine hardware. You can just go in a shop and buy Blue Sea isolators and Blue Sea bus bars, switches, Seaflow pumps, which is what I use in the van, winches and recovery gear, more bike stuff, I guess motorbike stuff, goggles, ammo boxes, bows, vacuum packer, heat sealing for all your hunting needs, trail cams, fastenings galore, many aisles of tools, batteries everywhere. We all know I love my light bars, but light bars galore. Light bars, pods, work lights, cheap to expensive. Didn't even know Philips made light bars, which have got all the European road legal bits, even some of them with heated lenses. And speaking of light bars, that's why I've been in the shops this morning. I need a few parts to finally fit the Colight Polar Bear 52-inch light bar, and it's DRL. The one I picked up a few weeks ago, but didn't actually have time to fit it. So here's my plan, and being me, it's got a bit of an electrical project involved. And there we go. And here's the light bar itself. It's 52 inches and 168 watt with dual coloured DRL. Well, let's get a bit of a closer look. So it's a reflective style, so the LED diodes themselves are actually back here, and you're looking at the reflection opposed to my current light bar, or a lot of light bars you see where they are at the back and you're directly looking at the diode. It's also got a flush glass front, which for me is quite a good feature because it means the ice won't build up or hopefully slides off. Ice is well and truly frozen onto all my bumper.
But let's get this plugged in and have a look at it. Right, let's get to testing it. Right, 12-volt power supply. Plug that into there. Plug that into there. Plug the power supply into the power station. All being well, that should light up. Ooh, that's bright. Oh, my eyes. It's a very direct focused beam, actually, and then spreads out quite quickly. Something I noticed during editing, with the angle of the camera's actually looking directly at the light diode, so it looks like it's lots of pinpoints of light. In reality, it looks like one big light bar. I'll have a quick look at the DRL. So orange DRL, white DRL. That looks really good.
Check out the actual Colight video if you want to see how this all is, but this is a little switch system I've made, and kind of what it does. On for manual turning the DRL, the light bar on. Ignition live turns the DRL on, no DRL. DRL white, DRL orange, no DRL. And then this is going to be white light bars at the front, so the roof light bar and the bumper light bar. The future orange bull bar lights, and both sets of all lights on. Those are on, off, on, double pole, double throw switches. That is a modified on, off, on to a on switch. But check out the main Colight video for the wiring diagram and all that shenanigans. Now I need to figure out how I'm going to wire it. Well, not wire it, put it on the roof. Luckily, the power lead looks to be the same as my current 52-inch light bar, so I might be able to swap it. And Tamika, who we've seen in other episodes, he's coming over from Ulu, and he's going to offer me a hand, or a ladder, I think, to get up onto the side of the roof. Right, since I'm having a productive evening, because tomorrow my friend will be here with the ladder, so I can get some stuff on the roof. A few more bits I need to run on the roof. So, Kuma has sent me their basically internet kit for the van. I've got a YTE 5577 for the van currently. It works, but I often find if I need to upload lots of stuff, and I run a speed test on that one, which has only an antenna, but antenna ports, and the phone is like 3 times more powerful. Always looking for new options. These guys came to me, emailed me, said, do you want to try it out? And yes I do. So I've got the external antenna and the actual kit itself. So we'll open the antenna first. So park style antenna, and this is going to mount on the roof, and then these cables are going to run through the access hatch from the roof, which I will get a ladder to access tomorrow, and then run to the main unit. I don't want to drill a hole in my roof, so I bought some LED light bar magnetic mounts, so extra strong magnet mounts to go on the roof. They'll go in there. I'm going to enlarge that hole slightly so that can go sat on there, and all being well, those cables will not get in the way. And then I can magnet that on the roof. I don't know if magnets affect signal. I'm sure someone will tell me if they do. I imagine they might actually. And I have a external antenna without drilling a hole. If you don't want to drill a hole, I'm in the Arctic. It's not convenient to do that, so I'm just going to mount this on a magnet. But we'll look at the magnets later. The main part of the kit is the 4G router. Comes with some SIM card information, packing peanuts, 12-volt adapter, wall socket adapter, and that is the unit itself. My SIM card could go in there, which I don't know if my SIM card in my other one is a micro or normal sized. Internal Wi-Fi ports, external power, and that can go to my switch because I've got multiple Ethernet items in the van, the Philips Hue lighting hub, the Xbox, and so on, so that can get mounted on the wall, and we'll see how well that works really. What am I doing? I've got blooming scissors in the drawer. Stop using a knife when you don't need to. Just so everyone is aware, I am going against manufacturer gut recommendations on doing it this way because it says this should be permanently installed, and I'm specifically choosing not to do that because I don't want to permanently install it, so yeah. Should actually test this sticks to the metalwork of the van. Okay. Yep, that sticks. And I don't think it will be coming off the roof. All right, I need to enlarge that to, I think it's a 10mm hole. I need to make it into a 12mm hole. So I've got the step drill, and I don't want to do it into my main floor because I don't want to damage it. This is my step, so it's either going to work really well or not. Let's do it against there. Ah, I should have realised that I was going to put swarf all over the magnets. Well, it fits. I just need to now clean all the swarf off. Right, well, time to put it together. There we go, that's now ready to go on in the morning. And there we go, magnetic mount ready. Right, well, next morning, and time to get the light bar and the internet on the roof. -25 currently. Mika's up, so I'm going to borrow his ladder so I can help get it on the roof, and well, let's go for fitting a light bar and internet in -25, which apart from being cold, I've just thought might give me an issue with the glands on my roof, like wire run. I'm a bit worried they might be quite brittle. First thing I want to do is, this is going to go on the roof. I want to shorten this cable, get rid of a lot of the really thin excess, and then I bought a bunch of 1.5mm twin core, yeah, that is what I said, from Pebbleu, this shop. So I'm going to attach that, and then that's going to be able to run for my DRL, and that will come into the cupboard. Let's get those attached. Right, let me show you how the current light bar is attached. Oh. So my current light bar is attached using M8 bolts through my roof rack and then using saddle washers. So all being well, if I just undo the bolts, take the light bar off, put the new light bar on, it should fit, no problem. It's both 52-inch light bars. These can get adjusted in if they need to. They just loosen the grub screws on the back. So let's get the old one off and put the new one on. Well, there's my helper. He's currently in a work meeting, but he's got the ladder and a few other components I need. Right, first job, I need to get the cable ties cut, which hold the lighting, the wire on, and get it unplugged, then I can start unbolting it. That was graceful. Right, next go, I need to take it down by myself. Just gonna put a cable tie in it to stop the whole thing falling off, and undo the bolts. One side done, now to the other. My fingers are freezing. Oh, don't want to lose those. Right, let's get the light bar off and then back inside for a little bit to warm up. One frosty light bar. Well, good news for me is the new light bar wiring harness and the old light bar use the same plug. That means I don't have to run a new wire, just have to use the old plug. Right, next up, I put a little bit of conduit on just for the edges where it wraps around the frame of the roof rack. Next up, as unfortunately this clip came broken, or I somehow broke it, I don't know. I'm just going to put that in there. It will still be waterproof, and then I'll just probably cable tie it in place so it can't come undone. All right, cable tie modification made. That's not going anywhere. Time to get the light bar on. Yeah, okay. Bar is slightly wider. Right, the new bar, which is still 52 inches, is slightly wider, but because these uprights are just grub screws, I could undo them and they will just slide out slightly, so let's go do that. I just hope the grub screws will come undone in the cold. Oh my goodness. Christ, on a bike. I don't know, am I pushing it the wrong way? Well, yeah, that should be this way, shouldn't it? Right, we might go try the other side because that's not budging at all. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it?
I think I'm gonna need a heat gun. Yeah, I think I might need the ladder for a better position as well, actually. Pull it towards me. Left release in there.
Right, we've got a few issues. Is I can't get these grub screws to move at all. They are stuck fast. So I might have to go buy some sort of bar to extend that and just see if I can break them loose, really. To somehow get these loose. I think what I'll also do is I will run this cable now and I'll disconnect that cable tied connection. And then I'll also get the Wi-Fi antenna on as well. So this is the back of my sort of exterior lighting cupboard and control panel. Here is up to a 10-port gland in the roof. That's where all the cables are going to run in and out of. That's where all the lights come in at the minute. And that's where I'm about to go up on the roof to run the aerial cables to come through and the DRL for the main light. So normally I do a tripod shot of showing you what I'm doing and a time lapse, but as it's minus 25, the cameras and the mics just are not lasting that long. So I'll probably do a few shots of just showing you point of view of what I'm trying to do. Right, now that we're nicely on the roof of the van, this is my wiring gland where all my cables come in. So we're going to open this up so I can run some new DRL cables and the aerial cables. The aerial I'm going to probably chuck on there in that spot. It's away from a few different things and that's covered in snow. Right, screws are out. Not surprised it's frosty inside, and then a hole where the warm air comes up. But there's no pooling water, so it's just condensation. Right, let's go get the aerial. Right. Whee! Ooh, that was entertaining. One of the compartments slipped on the ladder. Oh, I'm still at the right height for what I want. So, on gear. Well, there we go. That's not straight. That's going to annoy me. Ooh, I'm very thankful that the actual gland themselves has stayed pretty soft. Take out my spacer, which is actually just a glue gun bit of glue. That is rock hard though. And well, start getting this all put on. That's going to be a bit entertaining, isn't it? I mean, considering it's minus 25, but it's actually still quite soft. You know what, we're going to damage the wires doing that. What we'll do, we'll just... Don't use your solar panel, your frozen solar panel as a cutting mat. Which means I can then run those cables through there easily. And then we're all good. Right, now let's get this put back in position. And there we go. Right, that's the aerials run. Right, this is still causing me an issue. So I'm going to run the DRL light and run that extension harness and then cover the end up. And then demount that. And then get the cables are into the gland. And then we'll figure out how we can get this sorted. One of the issues I've just realised is this cable's been outside. I just cut that, well, I tried to cut that cable tie, it didn't cut, it shattered. Well, something we can actually test. The light bar's not mounted, but as it uses the same plug, it should just turn back on because it's the same wiring system. Exactly how that's just not turned on. Brilliant. I'm a tit. Because that clip was snapped off, it allowed the plug to go in backwards, and because you can't see anything, I basically just plugged it in the wrong way around. Luckily there was no reverse polarity damage, so it's all working, so it hopefully should work. So it works, which is good. Light bar on the control panel. Light bar working there. Right, change of plan. I've decided to actually run the original power cable from the new light bar, just because this one is cut. not too short, just exactly the right length for the old light bar, and the tail on the new one is slightly shorter, so it's a bit too tight to pin the bars. So undo these Wago connectors and pull the rest, and then get the new cable in. Right, new power line run, new DRL lights run to close the gland up. Yes, that is frozen blood, because I caught myself with being cold and sharp things. So just need to remove the old power line and put the new cable ties on, and then seal it back up again. Cables all cable tied back up again. Now let's get that back on and can go inside. And the lid is back on. Unlike a professional Sparky, I will pick up all my cut cable ties. Right, it's not going well. This is the Allen key, which is now twisted and bent. Another tool we use snapped off in the head. So this is the tow bar. We've resorted to violence. It seems, as it is stainless steel grub screwed aluminium, that enough kinetic persuasion should move it. Right, let's get this finished up. There we go, light bar mounted. It only took 5 minutes. So this isn't how it's currently mounted. I don't massively like having the ring there, but it hits there is the problem. So I might find if I can get some sort of softer plastic washer instead, because there's grooves in the joint and that's soft material that it can bite into. This, I mean, it feels pretty sturdy, to be honest. And I think it's pointing forwards. I mean, it looks all right, looks straight-ish. Let's turn the manual one on. Let's not turn it on because I haven't got it wired up. Right, cable pulled through, and this is the joint where it goes into this, so get it all wired up. There we go, all those cables can get neatened up later, but let's go check it out. There we go, light bar is on. God, that's blindingly bright. Right, it's nice to now be in the warm van. My fingers are recovering. Everything is thought out. The light bar is on, and I'm mostly happy with it. So I'm going to drive. Well, I'm going to leave Mika for a second. I'm going to drive to Rovaniemi Motornet and get some bits and bobs there. But we will be coming back here this evening anyway. It's minus
Turn
20.
left onto Sodinkilointi.
It's minus 27 at the minute. And I would know, I've been on the bloody roof all day. So, the light bar in, night time, let's have a look. That is, I would say, a lot brighter than my old bar.
And that's probably going to be the end of this episode. Thank you very much for joining me. This took way longer than I intended, which shouldn't really have been a surprise, being it was minus 25 outside. Next time, hopefully I'll get on to doing the DRL lighting and all the wiring. Plus, you can see the wiring if you want and how it all works in detail on the independent Colight video. I also learned minus 25 in metal with fingerless gloves, not the best idea, as there's nice a blister turned up on my finger. If you enjoyed what you've seen, consider subscribing, checking out the rest of season 3, or season 1 or 2, or even some of the other things they end up doing. Otherwise, you can help support channels, look at some of the links in the description. One of them is Roma, who I now work for and do their electrical design consultations, but they're a lithium battery company. And I use their Extreme Series lithium batteries in this van. I've got an affiliate link for them, and I'm a brand ambassador for Autotherm and their diesel heaters and water heaters. Amazon linked, and there's a few other bits and bobs. So really, I just want you guys to enjoy the content. So thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Cheers. Bye.